Hi, and welcome to the video on length and perimeter. By the end of this video, you should be able to convert between different units of measurement and understand common symbols in measurement. So to start with, we're going to convert some units of length. So what does that mean? We're going to take kilometers, meters, centimeters, and millimeters, and we're going to convert between them, or change kilometers into meters, centimeters into kilometers, and so forth. If we want to change kilometers into meters, we need to multiply by 1,000 because there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. If we want to change centimeters into meters, or meters into centimeters, sorry, we want to multiply by 100. And if we want to change centimeters into millimeters, we multiply by 10. They go down in descending order: 1,000, 100, and 10. But how do you remember if you need to multiply? Well, that's where the acronym LOST comes into place. If you want to change a larger unit, like a kilometer, onto a smaller unit, like a meter, we want a times. It's a very good acronym to remember that you need to multiply if you're going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit. But what if we wanted to go back the other way? Well, we're just going to do the opposite operation of multiplying. That is, that to go from millimeters to centimeters, we will divide this time by 10. We will divide by 100 to go from centimeters to meters, and we'll divide by 1,000 to go from meters into kilometers. But how do you remember if you need to divide? Well, that's where the acronym SOLD comes into place. If you want to change a smaller unit, like a millimeter, onto a larger unit, like a centimeter, you need to divide. LOST and SOLD are two very good acronyms for remembering whether or not you need to multiply or divide. You just need to remember that it's 1,110 or 10, 100, 1,000 when going back the other way. So let's look at two examples. We're going to convert 5.2 centimeters firstly into millimeters. Well, I'm going from a larger unit, a centimeter, into a millimeter, so I'm going to be multiplying. There are 10 millimeters in a centimeter, so I'm going to be multiplying by 10. So in my calculator, or in my head, I'm going to multiply 5.2 by 10, and I'm going to get an answer of 52 millimeters. So 5.2 centimeters is the same as 52 millimeters. What about 85,000 kilometers? Sorry, 85,000 centimeters, and I want to change them into kilometers. Well, I'm going from a smaller unit onto a larger unit, so I'm going to be dividing. But I'm jumping twice. I'm going from centimeters to meters first, then I'm going from meters to kilometers. So I'm going to divide by 100, then I'm going to divide by 1,000. So 85,000 divided by 100 divided by 1,000. We can do this on our calculator or in our heads, and we'll get an answer of 0.85 kilometers. So that's converting, changing from one unit like centimeters into another unit like millimeters. But this video is also about perimeter. Perimeter is the length around the outside of a closed shape, like the one you see on your screen. What we're going to do is we're going to find the perimeter of this shape. But not all the lengths are shown. To begin with, we want to find this length, add it to this length, add it to all the other lengths all the way around, and that will give us the perimeter. Now those two double dashed lines mean that they are the exact same length. So I can put a 3 centimeters on my diagram. This horizontal line is the same as the two horizontal lines below it. So if I add the two 3's together, I'll get 6 centimeters. This is me trying to put numbers to lengths that don't have any numbers on them. Similarly, these two vertical lines that I don't know the answer to are going to add up to 4 centimeters. Now it doesn't matter how big they are individually, together they are 4 centimeters. So when I want to find the perimeter of the whole shape, I'm going to add all my numbers together, 6, 4, 3, 3, and 4, and that's going to give me my perimeter of 20 centimeters. What about using some algebra? Everyone's favorite topic. Well, here I've got a triangle and I'm asked to find the value of x, but they tell us what the perimeter is. It's 19 centimeters. Now we already know that these two double dashed lines mean that they're both the same, that they're both x. This is an isosceles triangle because two sides are the same. If we want to work this out, we can write an equation. You might be able to do it in your head, but we're going to use some algebra to solve this. Now, I know if I add all my sides together, the x, and the 5, I will get 19 centimeters. Now what I can do is solve it. The x plus x is 2x, so I can write that sentence as 2x plus 5 equals 19. Next up, I'm going to solve it like any other equation. I will subtract 5 from both sides, which gives me 2x equals 14, and then I'll divide both sides by 2, giving me x equals 7. What you have to do now is pause and summarize the 3 screens and the 3 problems that we went through in this video. And that's it. Hopefully you now know how to convert between different units of measurement, and you understand the common symbols that we will use in this topic. Good luck.